Okay, I'm gonna be quick about this. I'm just gonna go in real quick and rush up on the special moves, then let's get to actually playing. Just gotta do this once. Nope. There we go. That's the wrong button. Alright, that's just something I just like to do when I first start playing in general, is just go real quick to do that mission or a couple of missions. Just to, like, as a warm-up basically. It's basically a warm-up. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to demonstrate another idea that I have that is a thing I recommend to doing when you first start playing. Especially if you're playing by yourself, but also just if you have a training partner who knows a lot more about the game and is willing to teach you, then also this is a good idea. But basically it's go in, okay, so go in, go to one player versus CPU, or if you're playing against somebody obviously then you go two player. But yeah, you go into versus, whichever way you're doing. Whichever character you want to play. Yeah, you pick whichever character you want to play. In my case, I'm going with Nagoriyuki. Make sure all your buttons are straight. So like I said, I have my buttons set to like, so you have your 5 attack buttons. Yeah, make sure you have some of these function sets buttons. Like I recommend setting dash as a button. I recommend setting Roman cancel as a button. And I recommend setting faultless defense as a button, because with Psych Burst you don't need it as a button. You can just press any attack button plus D and it'll do a burst, so you don't have to set that as a button. I recommend using faultless defense as a button instead, and I will try to demonstrate faultless defense while I'm playing, and obviously these other things. But yeah, that's how I recommend you do things. But yeah, back to, so I'm picking Nagoriyuki. I'm gonna pick a color. I'm gonna pick a different color. I want the black one. No, actually, I forget. I always forget about this pink one. I'm like, nah, this is my shit. This is my shit. And then I recommend doing a mirror match. So whichever character you're trying to play against that character. And I personally like say it on Maniac because the game, I like the game kicking my ass. But just like for the purposes of this, I guess, you know, we could tone it down some. We can tone it down, and then you can pick your music. But yeah, I'm just gonna make sure it's on his theme. So what do you fight for? And I'm gonna make sure it's on his stage, just to clarify that and all that junk. And so I'm gonna do some mirror matches. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a first to 5 wins against the CPU, just to see what the CPU does, because especially when you first start playing, you don't quite know all your characters' moves. So like just watching the CPU play, you'll get to see some of what it's doing and get some like ideas. If you're watching a player, then obviously the player can like also demonstrate things more thoroughly, because they can literally choose whatever they want to demonstrate to you as you're doing the match. And again, because you're playing the same character, you can start picking up those things and using them for yourself, maybe, depending on what it is. So yeah, I'm just running a few matches. All right, so round start, I'm just gonna back up and block. I'm gonna let's try for a spin. See, yeah, got it. You see, he hit me. Did that little dash. That's a good example. Yeah, see, like he's doing like basic strings on me. That's me using the most basic string. Don't jump. Fuck, I tried to grab and got hit for it. I'm not using my meter at all. So I'm gonna try to bust a super and got it. I got it. Alright, now it'll be a little risky. I'm gonna go for a round start. Swipe to the foot. Down slash, basically. Got it. Got the grab. And yeah, if I had set this on Maniac, which is the max difficulty, this would be very different. Like, this would be very different. I'd be getting my ass kicked. But like, if you're just starting playing, obviously you don't have to do that. You can set it on whatever difficulty you want to just try to get used to the game. Shit, and then got hit with that, and then I got hit with the swipe myself. So let me try to demonstrate faultless defense for a second. I'm gonna go on the defensive. Come on, attack me. So you see this green force field that pops up. Basically, when you have faultless defense, you can press that to spend your meter, and it basically makes it better blocking. Basically, you don't really have to worry about getting hit high or low. You can just kind of like focus on getting them up off you real quick. But obviously, it costs meter, and it goes down kind of fast. So you got to be kind of selective when you do it. You can't just do it every single time you block. But it's still a good thing to like get up off me, and it's way better than normally defending, because normally defending you're still at a massive disadvantage because you can hit with high lows, so you have to predict. So you kind of have to predict your opponent, which is way too hard for like a new player to actually effectively do. Or even like a intermediate player, honestly. Like, what I just did is the thing I kind of like to do is I like to use burst offensively. So like I like to get up in their face and get a burst just so I can get max meter off the hit. Sometimes it's not always a good idea, obviously, but it is a thing that I think is a very way to use it. Use what's normally a defensive mechanic offensively. And that's kind of the thing is in Guilty Gear in general, offense is way more powerful than defense. And you are very often put at a disadvantage if you're put in defense. So figuring out how to force your offense is like essential to getting good at these games. Obviously, you need to know how to defend, otherwise you're just gonna die against anyone who has better offense than you. But like, you really gotta like also be thinking about a good defense is the best offense. Like, you really have to be thinking about that concept. That's not gonna hit, I don't think. Okay, yeah, it fit. Same thing. Press buttons. I got caught. That's my fault. Because the difficulty is a little lower, I'm playing a little more reckless than I normally be allowed to be. You can get punished really hard for some of the mistakes I'm making. Just pop, and then do the thing. I miss. Fuck. See, I died for it there, but like, I'm really trying to be aggressive. I'm really trying to get used to being aggressive. And Nagoriyuki is a good character who has a lot of really strong, really powerful moves. So, like, really like threatening, messed up moves like this down, like the down heavy that I keep using. Like, that shit is fucked up. Like, so I'm gonna use it. Get your ass. Even in real matches, I get that down swipe way more than I should. Go for them trips. Yeah, in a real match, I should not be this aggressive with the burst. Like, at all. Run up trip. I keep pressing buttons when I shouldn't. See, I don't know how effective that strategy is actually going to be in real matches, but like, I'm just like forcing the thing. If there was any point where he could have hit me, then hell no, that was a bad idea. If he could have hit me from that little bit. Maybe if he had chased down with his own dash, then that could have been possible. Oh fuck, that was not. Yeah, although, yeah, keep in mind, I've already played this game a lot, so this is not going to be reflective of your experience, but this is just kind of me trying to get my shit down. But that was 5 right there. So one thing I'm going to do before I cut this off is I'm going to go in training and I'm going to show something that I did early on. Yeah, let's just reset. The thing doesn't matter. So, hitting super. Let me cut on the, how do I do the display? Virtual controller, display, virtual controller position, bottom. I put history, damage display. Honestly, we could just do this. So we could just do this. Real quick. So yeah, no, the correct motion that you have to do for doing that super is that. Okay, yeah. If you jump, yeah, that jump means it was wrong. So like you have to hit those points, which is forward, to down, forward, to back, to back, and then back from back go straight to forward. It's a half circle. If you're unfamiliar with that, I'll link what a half circle is, I think, in the description. Actually, I'll just link the motion inputs article in general and just mention that it's a half circle. But yeah, so you have to hit a half circle and then that in order to pop it. So what I did to practice that, because I was having trouble doing half circles at first, especially on the D-pad, especially on the direction pad for the PS4 controller, was I had to hammer it out. Basically, I had to do it over and over, and then as soon as that animation pops up, that's a mess up. As soon as this animation pops up to confirm that I got it right, I would just reset and then redo it again, and keep doing that over and over and over again. So. That one was a little screwy, but whatever. Really, as long as you hit the correct points, and even then I don't think you need to do all of them. I'm pretty sure you can shortcut to just forward, down, back, forward, and it'll work. You don't actually have to hit the diagonals, I believe. See, I'm messing it up now. Okay. And also you have to hit the button at the end. So you have to hit the button when you're coming back forward. So if you hit the button too early, that's gonna mess it up too. Because it needs to confirm that that's what you did, and until you do the forward part, that's not confirming that that's the specific motion you're doing, because half circle by itself is also a marker. motion. So doing half circle and then pressing it at back would register as a whole different thing. So it has to be completed pretty much in order to work properly. But like that's the last thing I'm gonna demonstrate for now. So I'll see you next time.